Hi, hello, welcome. We're gonna allow a few minutes for folks to get in the room. If the sound is working, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let me know. The reverse if the sound's not working. We're gonna give it a few minutes for folks to get here in the room. Oh, and the comments are on, so great. Inspirational. Hi, hello, welcome. It's the day for me to close out the week, so I will be getting back to your. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so I'm gonna silence the comments for myself. Inspirational, you have been assigned moderator, so if anybody in there gets hoopty or aggressive, go ahead and silence them. And if they continue after 3 minutes, you can go ahead and block them. I'll be right back. We're gonna allow a few minutes for folks to get in the room. Okay, I just need to make sure nothing interrupts the Bluetooth here. So let me turn off other devices. Is what I doing? Okay, there we go. All right, so regardless if we're ready or not, I'm gonna go ahead and begin. I hope you all are ready. I hope you all are feeling blessed. I'm hearing that song "Blessed We Are" by Paya. To walk on this ground with the rhythm of beauty, to carry the sound. We hold a prayer for the earth and the ones yet to come. And remember our song. Remember why you came here. Remember your life is sacred. Remember why you came here. Remember we are sacred. Blessed we are to walk on this ground. Yes. Yes. It's okay. So let's just hold a prayer for the collective. Ago mamirada. Mabu sekpolisa. Ablo la soji giwakavodika. Ago ablo sidahuno. Ablosidahuno. Ago mamirada. Ago Lord Shiva. Papa Densu Dattatreya, Go Lord Vishnu, Saraswati Parvati, Lakshmi Shakti, Go Ablola Soji Mamirara, Ablola Soji Giwaka Vodaka, Ago Huno, Togbe Ablosi Dahuno, Ago, Ago Togbe Legba, Togbe Loso, Togbe Fotwala, Togbe Ablosi Dahuno. So let's go ahead and just open up this record real quick. I'm going to allow another few minutes for folks to get in the room. My intention today is to get a little bit of Pluto medicine, so I'll address the congregation just right now because, okay, I'm hearing some Brandy song. I'm hearing the word sedity. I don't know what that's about. I just got my black card back, so I'm a little bit out of the black culture. Not that I'm proud of that. I'm really missing out. Okay, so I'm opening up the record. Remember, the intention is to get a little bit of Pluto medicine. So Pluto for me is God. Now, I'm a, I'm 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 a mystery keeper. I'm a mystery school facilitator. So to me, when I say Pluto and God, I'm thinking different things than you thinking. Okay, let me just tell you. So I'm gonna let the record here dictate the concept and idea when I talk about God, when I talk about Pluto. Okay, so this is also gonna talk about the rapture. And if this form of divination, the Akashic record keeping, the gorgeous library, La Biblioteca della Vertice, if any of this resonates deeply with you, you want to know tips and tricks, you want to know means, mechanisms, methodologies, you want to know tools, techniques, technologies, theories, go ahead, Oracle at priestessgorgeous.org. Now, the website, I was able to secure the server. The criminal investigator figured out whatever malfeasance went down. I'm not going to disclose that here in public, but I will say it was a former student from the very first semester who was bad news bears, an enemy in the gate from the jump. Okay, so hi, hello, welcome to Vertice dell'Abbondanza, Galactic Temple of Ascension. My name again is Serene Priestess Gorgeous. You may know me as Mama Radha, Ablossi Baba. I'm here today to impose my findings for those who are looking to move along the journey, move along the path, move closer into the alignment of being in, franchise autonomy control over their self-mastery, self-governance. What does that look like in the material world in the third dimension? I would describe that in my both personal opinion and professional judgment as spirit, karma, life path, destiny. When you show up and participate in life without an attachment to what is seen, touchable, sensible, but that which resonates within, which triggers and reminds and drives the intuition towards soul's wisdom, you're working in alignment. So to further the alignment and materialize, manifest an external result that is sattvic, not tamasic, sattvic, not rajasic, meaning angelic, not demonic, you would be using your gifts, your talents to make the world a bigger, better place. You would be a light worker, this or that, if and or but and the other, an ABC, an elemental P, an XYZ, a TUV, one of those, right? And you would be, again, like I said, using your gift to make the world a bigger, better place. So you use your gift to be of purpose. You use your gift to be of service. That is working towards your life purpose. Never will you ever, I repeat, never will you ever be at purpose if you are not using your divine given gift by Pluto, Shiva, to make the world a bigger, better place. So if you're working in a dead end job, it feels like you have to put your life on hold to go to work to make somebody else rich by working in their business and making them money. If you are an employee, okay, and you are spending your time, energy, and money making profit for somebody else, okay, if you get up and leave your comfortable place where your soul resides and you go live in somebody else's place, work in somebody else's place, okay, if you're earning a living wage, you need to just get right with yourself. Have a come to Jesus, okay? Come to Jesus means look for your Christ, honey, because you've sent your spirit out wandering around the world and you need to call it back to you. So we're about to get in where we fit in. We're about to do some work. Shots will be fired. If you are easily triggerable, I'm not here for your feelings. I don't care about you and your little feelings. I don't care about the dicks you sucking, the money you making. I care about the sanctity and the salvation of your soul. This today marks a change. The bullshit's been done for a minute. And so now you are being duly noted and informed. I'm not here to be your gay best friend. I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself. I'm here to instill you with self-worth and value. Judgment and salvation is the name of my game. The alternative is unacceptable. Okay, and another thing. If any of you send me a long-ass email, I will take my time to respond. Bottom line, up front, bluff. I'm emailing you for this purpose. I'm expecting this result from you. Can you help me? Yes or no? Here's the subsequent information if you care. I'm sorry if you didn't know better. I'm sorry if you feel you're getting yelled at. If I open my mouth and something alive in you wants to run and flee, that says a lot about you. The definition of a predator is someone, a being, that resides in the space and they predator predate the other beings that reside in that space. I am Alpha, spiritual commander. Listen clearly. If you spend time, energy, and money in this project, if you spend your time watching this video, you are being held accountable to do your soul's work. This message is from Sekhmet. So that's the one who severs illusion. Chinamasta, Dumavati, Padavati, okay, Kali, okay. She who holds the severed head of delusion, of illusion on the funeral pyre. So consider this reading, consider this sermon a purification ritual. And listen, I'm holding myself accountable to every single thing I'm saying today. Now, for those getting in the room, hi, hello, welcome. Me personally, just to check in as your priest, as your as the Baba, as the person doing the sermon today, you know, I've come out of some darkness myself. I feel like I'm ascending out of my descent, ascending out of my dark journey to the soul. And I had to, I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling harmonic. It's one of those up against the wall, bittersweet moments, though. Like I have all this knowledge, I have all this excitement for the future, but I'm up against the wall. It's like there's a gun to my head spiritually because the time to be comfortable and not know it's not here. Ignorance is not an excuse anymore, right? And there's just so many obvious things that I never took the time to obviously acknowledge because I was in my own self and nature. And my story is always like I'm the proverbial Aquarius. I don't fit in. Nobody understands me, right? And I have a Mars in Leo, so people expect to know what's going on. They see whatever, and something about it is familiar because it's that Leo. It's like the sun, right? The sun is the archetype of that which represents the material world, which is life. Life is the physical counterpart of God. So when you see God in the world, you see life itself. When you feel God inside of you, meaning outside of the world, it's bliss at its highest, which could be love, compassion, being, wholeness, fulfillment, all of that stuff. Okay, so this is not a drill. 2020 is a couple months around the corner. 2020 is next year. We're going to be in a completely new decade in less than a couple months. All right. And what's coming through me is not going to be pleasant. It may startle the fucking shit out of you, and I hope it does. And if it does, you are welcome. Now, I want to tell you something, because when people send me stupid ass emails, this is the very first fucking thought in my mind. I could say the same damn sentence, verbatim, exact, to two different people, and I will get two completely different results. That's why I disallow comments and I like thumbs up, thumbs down. Because if I get 100 views, 1,000 views, and one out of every 80 is thumbs down, and one out of every 10 is thumbs up, y'all and your stupid ass little fucking comments ain't no shit, and neither is you. If you're bound and reactive to every little thing that happens in your environment, and you lack the wherewithal and the knowledge base and the language structure to neutrally, detached, observe your environment, if you have allowed your sacred witness to leave you, that tells me very quickly you ain't in right with your ancestors, you ain't in right with your guides because they've turned their back on you. I don't mean they left you alone, but they've distanced themselves because you're not listening, and the only time they'll intervene is for your protection. And so it's like a pinball. You're being bounced around and you're not actively participating in your sacred life journey because the world is against you. You're easily triggerable. Now, I'm easily triggerable. I'm a Cancer. Cancer Venus, Cancer Mercury, Cancer Sun, all in the 8th house. Cancer Lilith, Cancer Vertex, Mars Fortune, and some asteroids, all in Cancer. Okay? But understand, whatever you're feeling alive inside should inform your experience. It should not be your experience. This could be the day that somebody broke up with you, the day you got in a car accident, or this could have been the day that you learned the value of your life or the value of your self-worth and value. It's the same experience, two different stories. So I am exceptionally sensitive to people's inner dialogue. And as a Cancer with a sun in the 8th house, what I do is provide ego and fear medicine. You do not see me. You will never fathom me. Stop trying. And if I scare you, I'd much rather you be terrified of me than what happens when you stand before God. Because that's my work. I am the voice of God. You don't need to agree. You don't need to like it. You don't need to believe it. But I said it, so there it is. Furthermore, if you haven't done your ego medicine, if you haven't done your fear medicine, you are going to see yourself. You don't see me or the world as it is. You see the world as you is. Sun in the 8th house, people's fears, their ego gets projected back at them. 8th house is a mirror to the depths of your soul. Sun is where you project your light out to the world. So I project light out into the world from the depths of the psyche of humanity. Now, furthermore, my moon is in the 3rd house in Aquarius. So I have a mutually beneficial needs exchange, a skills exchange, 3rd house of visionary intuition, visionary Aquarius, intuition, the moon. Now, what you do, your gift from God, let's get into this sermon. Your gift from God, that would be your sun. Wherever your sun is, doesn't matter. Wherever it is, the house, wherever your sun is, that's the energy you project out into the world. It's your gift. It's your divine sight. It's the God alive in you looking out into the world, period. The sun is the God alive in you looking out into the world, period. It's what you have dominion and control over, period. There's a reason why Mercury, Venus, doesn't stray far from the moon. From the sun. In any month, wherever the sun is, Mercury will either be a sign before, a sign after, or in the same sign. Venus, wherever the sun is, Venus will either be 2 signs before, 2 signs after, or the same sign. Never will ever. Venus will never go more than 48 degrees from the sun, ever. Okay, there's a reason, and you'll learn it in the mystery school. The sun, back to the point. The sun is the God alive in you and how it looks out into the world. Now, Pluto works through the sun and Mars energy. So when Pluto, because it's too big to come to Earth, if God steps into our physical third dimensional reality, it will destroy he, it, she, it, they will destroy the fabric of our third dimensional reality. So the sun is called stepping down. Okay, here's some metaphysics for the mystery school. Pluto will step down through the sun in terms of life force, universal incarnational cycles, or in terms of Mars when he needs to slay. So when they need to make room for future birth and growth, which doesn't come from Shiva, comes from Brahma, Pluto will use Mars. Okay, so think of Pluto as the tower, think of Pluto as the judgment card, think of Pluto as the world card. Now there's a little bit of Pluto in the devil, but that means that there's somebody has power over you. It means you, because, okay, believe it or not, okay, I'm not going to get into the metaphysics, but, okay, so if we were born as a human in this lifetime, we were in the bowels of God in a previous lifetime. It may sound horrible to some of you, it may sound funny to others of you. By the way, Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, actually means the sphincter. It's where you detox what is hidden, which is the stuff in your bowels, the stuff moving through your body that you're digesting. When you shit it out, it's like going from Scorpio to Sagittarius. You're going from the 8th house to the 9th house. You're going from the hidden worlds to things that you don't want people to see. You don't want people to smell your stinky caca, right? Whether it's a secret, whether it's some nasty ass sexual habit, whether it's some fear that you have where if it gets revealed, you're going to feel vulnerable. It don't matter. So Scorpio represents the sphincter. So what is God? God is a being that you live underneath or within. Okay, so us, Mercury, Venus, Moon, that literally is like the bowels and the bacteria and the probiotics and the red blood cells, white blood cells of Pluto. So we have an anal sphincter, Pluto, we have an esophageal sphincter, Saturn, and there's one more, but we don't need to discuss that for this archetype. Okay, so this story here is about a new passion, a new drive. Okay, now me, La Forza, Sekhmet, Dazoji, what I do for her is it's like, okay, heart's ambition. So drive, desires, passions, motivation, heart's ambitions. Where do you need strength, courage, and wisdom? This is new strength, courage, and wisdom. And it starts out in the house of prophecy, which is the high priestess house. So remember I was talking about that moon sign? So your sun sign is the energy you project out into the world. If you don't know your soul purpose, mission, karma, destiny, start with your rising sign and how far away is your sun sign. So I am a Sagittarius rising. I am a prophet. I'm a prophetess. I'm a huntress. Okay, and my sun is in the 8th house of Cancer. So basically, I hunt evil, I hunt shadow, I hunt karma, and I bring it to the surface through ego and fear medicine. Now, how do I do that? Okay, well, my moon is in the third house of Aquarius. So my moon would say that I do that the sun is what you do, the moon is how you do it, and the rising sign is your approach. Okay, so my approach is to be blunt, is to prophesize, is to give spiritual technology about ego medicine, fear medicine, dark journeys of the soul, eradicating the devil, right? And then how I do it, the moon sign is the third house is about exchange. Things come to you, you have to respond according to your intellect and wisdom, right? Well, it's a high level of intellect and wisdom if my third house is ruled by Aquarius. Come on now. I have Saturn in the first house, so I am skills exchange. I am a nexus of technology. Okay. Now you got to do this for yourself. If you want help with it, you can book a session. Okay. And I could help you with it. But hello, welcome to class. All right. It is not acceptable, in my opinion, that you do not have this down. Next year, 3 months from now, is 2020. This is not a drill. No one is coming to save you. Consider this your medicine. All right. So, for example, a third house moon, it means somebody has a mutual beneficial nourishing need exchange of information. Say your moon's in the fourth house, somebody has a mutually beneficial nourishing need exchange of comfort and security. Say the moon is in your fifth house, someone has a mutually beneficial nourishing need exchange of desires, passions, motivations, ambitions, generative energy. You need to give to people and make sure that it's creating life. Moon in the fifth house. Okay, so back to moon in the third house. I need to exchange information, theories, techniques, technologies, means, mechanisms, methodologies, or I will feel unsafe. If a person's stifling ideas, or a person's mislabeling, misjudging, misperceiving, I don't feel safe. So if I'm not in an environment where I could see the depths of a person's soul and give information, technology, theories, techniques, technologies to heal them through ego and fear medicine in the dark journey of the soul, I ain't about it. My moon in the third house means any motherfucker who comes to me, steps to me sideways, wants to talk about anything other than coming home to God, judgment, and salvation, I ain't about it. Don't text me, how am I doing? Don't text me with your long ass email and no clear point. Do not do it. Now, I'm clear on me. So I know my soul purpose, mission, karma, destiny. I hope you could take my example and apply it to you. So let me repeat the model. Okay? So take your rising sign, that's your approach to life, versus your midheaven, which is your approach to the world. So take your rising sign, that's your approach to life, and it literally is your role in heaven. When God or the angels, or what I call the tetragrammaton, Metatron, when he looks down at you, the collective of all the angels look towards you in your aura and your energy, heaven sees you as your rising sign. Period. When God looking at you, he's looking at your aura, he's seeing your rising sign. You can say whatever else you want to say, but that's how it is. How do I know? I came out of the womb knowing how the stars work. Stars are simply bodies of water. Ice. Pluto represents ice. It's cold fire. You here? You in it? We doing this? Okay. So your approach to life is your rising sign. Your sun sign will tell you your gift. It's the light, the energy you project out into the world. How you receive from the world, meaning how well you feel fulfilled by giving out your energy, is what your moon sign is. So I can love you, I can cherish you, I can nurture you, I could check up on you all the time. But unless you're using words, not touching, not gifts, not acts of service, words, I ain't about it. So know yourself. Where is your moon? Not just the sign that it's in, but the house that it's in. So if you don't know your rising sign, girl, get your ass in front of a computer, not no little phone. No, phone is temporary, okay? Get it done, and then make it better. Start somewhere. Progress is better than perfection. So if you don't have a laptop, you don't have a computer, you can't get your ass to the library, get on your phone, and shut up and get it done. But get to the computer when you can. Go to astro.com and run a draconic chart. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, that might be difficult. What you're looking for is your north node. So if you do not know your rising sign, you must use your north node. So I'm an Aries north node. That means my sun will be in Cancer in the 4th house. And it's very true. Okay? I like to give of myself, and I like to be the vessel through which God comes through. Okay? But sun in the 4th house it's never going to be understood. So say, I could give 1,000 examples, but I went over the model. So I'll say it really quickly. Look for your rising sign, look for your sun sign, look for your moon sign. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, do the same thing, but consider your rising sign to be your north node. So if you don't know what your rising sign is, the north node only changes signs every 18 months. So I almost guarantee, unless you're 29 degrees, 59 minutes of a node, then the time of your birth really does matter, but highly unlikely. The node only shifts every 18 months, so go in your chart. If you don't know your rising sign, look for your node and make that to be where your rising sign is. That's what a draconic chart is. It takes your node and it puts it at your rising sign, and then boom, dada, there you go. Okay, now there's a little bit more math in it. It usually calculates for an Aries north node, but you can change that depending on your astrology software. Okay, so this is a new passion, new drive, motivation, heart's ambition. And it is bringing in the energy of judgment. So this should be self-judgment, self-alignment, okay? Self-governance, okay? Self-autonomy, okay? But this starts out in the field of our intuition. So maybe a secret, maybe a mystery, okay? We need to reveal ourselves unto ourselves because secrets from society, the illumined ones, the awakened ones, will be coming to the surface. All right. Now, this is interesting because it's going to be a successful ending, but see, I'm being told this is about. Okay, so I'm hearing the word don't fall out of love. So don't give up hope, faith, optimism. But see, this successful ending, it's about like if you don't get in front of the ball about your self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-fulfillment, self-actualization, okay, that's when it's going to be challenging. That's when you get tripped up. I'm hearing the word early adopter. So, as a metaphysician, what that means is there's something called a tipping point. And so, think of it as a wave. And we could think about the waves of the air, the sine waves, the radio waves. If your ears are winging, you're picking up waves from divinity. Okay? So, some people think they need to go get checked for tinnitus, whatever. Okay, go do your Western medicine and then come back when they find nothing, and we'll have the conversation again. So if your left ear is vibrating, it means you're behind. You have an understanding. If your right ear is vibrating, it means you have an overstanding. And if both ears are vibrating, it means you have an understanding. Now, depending on you and your spirits, your chart, whatever it looks like, we can make some tweaks, okay? But that's the generality. So, like when a wave is coming, if you get out of the way or if you get a boat ready and the boat's built and it's ready to get on the water the moment that the wave comes underneath, the boat can rise. But say you're just standing there doing nothing, you get overtaken. You get caught up in the wave. Don't get caught up. Okay? Okay? You hear me? Do not get caught up, my child. Do not get caught up. That's what I'm detecting here because it's saying you need to find means and mechanisms to break out and break free. So whatever this hullabaloo obstacle in your life is, I'm working so much I can't do my dancing. I'm working so much I can't do my practice. I'm working so much I'm stuck on stupid worrying about some money and some dick, right? It means you're going to get caught up because 2020 is around the corner and Judgment Day won't give you no warnings. Hello, I'm the warning. So it's the 7 of Wands. You got to break out, break free. And when the Chariot comes to the Death House, it's talking about like a successful ending. So the successful ending would be 7 of Swords. I'm sorry, finding your power in this world. That's the 7 of Swords. Your power in the situation, whether it's deceit or whether it's you just needing a strong strategy to break out, break free. Sometimes you're in an abusive relationship, and your power in the relationship is to move in the middle of the night. put a little some in his little alcohol so he passes out and take your children and run when he's sleeping. That could be seen as deceit, but it's really you breaking out, breaking free. Arbitrary example, I had to dramatize that idea. So this is on the grounds of you being willing to go out into the world and collect truth, because there is something universally that wants to give to you, but you need to create, co-create along with it. They're looking to the future and you're having to venture into the past. You are always the page, always. So here it's saying, okay, wisdom, intellect, reasoning is going to come from the environment. However, it's going to be opposing. The swords is an opposition versus a wand would be a square, a pentacle would be a trine, a cup would be a sextile. So it's an opposition of wisdom, and the thing is, the world, the elite, societies as it is, they don't want you to know nothing about yourself. So if you running and looking in the history books and the religious books, if you listen to the mama, daddy, teacher, preacher, and what every other motherfucker on the street is doing, you ain't got no nothing. Because you've given yourself away. You're sending your spirit to run and wander about the world looking for some money, looking for some dick, and giving yourself no self courage and wisdom, and giving yourself no self worth and value, and giving yourself no common damn sense. You're letting the world pass you by, so you're staying the same to feel comfortable. And the world's getting bigger and brighter and better around you. So if you are staying the same, by definition, you're getting worse. Because the world itself is going to continue to grow, to move forward, and if you stay the same, you're actually falling behind. Doesn't matter how, because if you are worried about how, then your why is inconsequential. If the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. You will have it if you want it bad enough. You will do it if it matters to you. Period. Y'all can worry about the little excuses, and that ain't no shit. What are you going to do before you stand, when you stand before God? And they ask you what you did with your divinely given gifts, and you can say no, nothing. And you worried about me and my tone and all this other shit, and you just fucking a hot spiritual mess. All of us, myself included. This marks the moment when you get it together. Time is running out. This is not a drill. No one is coming to save you. Welcome to your Pluto medicine. So breaking out, breaking free, what that actually looks like is this death. It says end of optimism. Well, see, for me, because we have the sun right in front of us. So the death card. So to me, Fotwala, Anubis, he's the death. You know, in the beginning when I did opening prayers, I called out to Thogbe Fotwala. So the gatekeeper of this material realm, the highest gatekeeper, the one who keeps the gede. Okay, so with the death card in the sun house, it means the end of optimism, but it actually says coming into the light as well. Being born again. You know, I had to kill my shadow the other day. The former Priestess Gorgeous died last week, y'all. It's Ablossi Baba. It's Mama Rada. That other fucking shit, that's for some white people. Priestess Gorgeous. Some fuckery. That's when I was new on the scene back in 2012 when I just became a priestess and I wanted everybody to like me. Fuck you, pay me. That's how I am today. Okay? 7 years later, Gorgeous had to die. Hello, I'm Ablossi Baba. Nice to meet you. You know, so death in the sun house, it's end of optimism, but also if you're under somebody else's dogma, conditioning, programming, if you're living under somebody else's little reality, if mama, daddy, teacher, preach you fucked you senseless and stole your self-worth and value, stole your self-courage and wisdom, and now you're an automaton in a matrix somewhere, this death in the sun house, it means, okay, you woke up, you've become Neo, you're new. You're now the fool again. You've gotten your hope back. Now you can go forward and not be bogged down with the baggage of dogma, the baggage of self-doubt, self-fear, the baggage of being out of alignment with yourself, the baggage of not knowing who you are and why you're here, the baggage of not having your self-courage and wisdom, the baggage of not knowing your spirit karma destiny, the baggage of allowing or feeling the need to allow anything to get before you and God. Period. Like I said in the beginning, if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. If you need to break that man, break that lease, break that job, what do I say to my children, my girls? Every response to a stupid ass man in your life is fuck a motherfucker. Fuck a motherfucker. Fuck a motherfucker. If they ain't evolving you, they should not be involving you in anything. Not the shenanigans, not their bullshit story, and don't you co-sign. No check to the devil. Don't you go into spiritual debt anymore. If you know that there's something in your heart begging for attention, your project, your gift, your dream, your hopes, your wishes, your heart's desire, and you have to put them on hold to go to work every day, that's step number one. Slaybacks, like clawbacks. I don't know if you've ever earned a commission, but slaybacks. Claw yourself out of the gutter with bloody fingernails. Do not ask permission to live your life, period. So unless it's either that or you're gonna die or end of optimism. So the illusion's not gonna work anymore. Your boundaries are clear. The more you come closer to yourself, the more you're gonna know what you will and what you will not show up for, what you will and what you will not participate in, what you will and will not give to. Don't give to bullshit. Don't give to the devil. Don't give to nothing that depletes you of your God-given divinity. Period. Exclamation. It says you're going to be at a crossroads that you would have been sitting there resting on your laurels, not wanting to do anything, but wanting bigger and better and better, but not being willing to move, stuck with the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't. And then suddenly it's going to be like, okay, now you're at a crossroads. If you want more, something needs to go. If you want more, you need to cut out like a bad cancer what is in the way. And you will manifest, but you have to be future facing. So people who are anxious all the time, it means they're scared of the future or they can't show up and participate in the present. People who are, regretting all the time, it means they're living in the past and they're going to be reborn as an earthbound spirit. See, me, when I do my work, I literally ask the question, if I kill this bitch right now, how would she reincarnate? That's how I start your working. That's how I start your ritual. That's how I start your reading. If I shank the life out of you right now, what kind of being is your soul going to push out? An earthbound spirit, an elevated spirit, a benevolent spirit, a malevolent spirit, an archangel, an ascended guide, a master? If I shake a bitch right now, how's she going to reincarnate? That's how we start. Welcome to class, y'all. How you doing? So this light, you've got to have your own self-truth intact. You've got to have something about you to live for. You've got to have a light in the world that you see. Something that excites you, that puts a pep in your step, that puts a smile on your face, that puts passion and devotion and courage in your spirit. Not know nothing where you can be uninterested, underwhelmed, and unimpressed. Don't hold no space for that shit. If a motherfucker ain't got no nothing for you, let him go. That's your boss, that's your roommate, that's your housemate, that's your priestess, that's your guru, that's your guide, that's your YouTube reader, that's your motherfucking astrologer. If they ain't got no nothing, if the words coming out their mouth does not inspire you to live a bigger, better, and better life, cut them. And don't feel bad about it. Do not ask permission to live your life. Those days are over. So what is this light that we should be seeing? Okay, that was a jumper. Tribe. So if it ain't a flow, it ain't a go. If they ain't evolving you, lifting you up, holding you up for the rapture, if it ain't evolving you, it ain't involving you. Do you understand? Now, this is on the grounds of self alignment. Self alignment. Okay, so one is you, the ace, that's you. And I'm sorry, I'm having a tearful moment here, so if I'm sniveling snot, pardon me. I didn't bring a handkerchief. It's too much information. Anyways, let's have a sip of tea. This is my mate with ginger and lemon. Okay. So one, the ace, that represents you. So you need to be in standing in opposition to anything that doesn't align. So sometimes when there's friction, it actually makes you stand your ground. Sometimes when there's a little tiny bit of conflict, it actually forces you to focus on what's more important. Okay, so it's not a cup, it's not a pentacle, so it's not a trine, it's not a sextile. This is a square. But the one, the ace, it's you. And now we have the eight. So the eight is about messages from where you spend your time and indulgence. Messages that comes from the wisdom you gain from putting your time and energy and effort into something. So you will align with spirit, with the universe, if you go ahead and go towards your tribe. So people that are in alignment with you. If you're a light worker, go hang out with other light workers. Let go of your friends that nag you. I had a friend tell me when I started my YouTube channel that I didn't spend any time with him and that I was becoming some boozy bitch, paraphrasing. And so I didn't block him. I didn't have to. He was repelled from my life within the week. All I did was change my energy. Okay. Now, what we're creating together is expansion. So you'll know, my dear, because your life will either grow or be held back. So when you're held back, it means an attachment, period. For Pluto medicine, being held back means you have an attachment. That's the only thing. And Pluto will eradicate you from those attachments from the inside out. So it's not Pluto is the only spirit that comes into my bathroom. If I get a message from a spirit, a visitation from a spirit, and I'm on the shitter, it's a Pluto spirit. No other spirit will come into the restroom. Now, Yemaya does sometimes, but not when you're taking a shit. Okay. So that's invasive for something to open the door and talk to you when you're expelling toxins, let's call it. That's invasive. Okay? So Pluto doesn't care. He's going to come for that ass no matter what. Doesn't matter if your ass is stinky, if it's pristine, if it's gorgeous and rich, if it's dumb and stupid. It don't matter. He's going to come for that ass. What is alive in you that is blocking you from growing? What is alive in you that is blocking you from being empowered? Okay, that's the word. Empowered. Empowered. That's the word for Pluto. Empowered. Okay, so what is blocking you? The answer is an attachment, okay, to person, place, or thing. So what is blocking you? Attachment. What is attachment? Person, place, or thing. What is person, place, or thing? It's the physical version of what internally you're holding on to that's blocking you. So again, empowerment, that's Pluto. When you are not becoming empowered, it means you have attachments. That's what's blocking you. Okay, so what are attachments? It's a person, place, or thing. What is a person, place, or thing? It is the physical representation of your internal thought or feeling that matters more than returning to God. Okay, so this enlightened thought point, this gift, skill, soul, purpose, mission, karma, destiny you come to teach the world means you need to go to your tribe. You need to take your place in the soul group. 10. 10 means descension. It's the entire cycle in and of itself. Cups means a sextile. So this is an entire cycle of being in opportunistic sextile, sacred energy exchange, sextile, being in a harmonic, opportunistic place, a place where you thrive. Don't go where you're celebrated. I mean, tolerated. Go where you're celebrated. Okay, so, ooh, so when you have this proper mantra thing that you tell yourself, that's when you're going to have what's called spiritual mastery. So you'll take your place in the soul group when you get up out of your own mental way. Stop your stinking thinking. I keep getting sun, Jupiter, sun, Jupiter. I'm hearing that. I'm feeling that. Okay, so the sun, Jupiter spirit, that could be Dasaholu. That could be, that's Dasaholu. The judgment card. That's what I'm feeling. I'm picking up. So when we go across the judgment card, so we did go to Pluto, by the way, but we'll use the judgment card for the actual Pluto medicine. Because it seems to me like Pluto is in opposition here. So there's something we need to give up. And what we need to give up is we need to do it ourselves. Stop looking outside of yourself for answers. Now, you can be in a community, in a group for support, but you need to be willing to do your self work. We're looking to the institutions, the corporations, the government, the fathers, the patriarchs, the colonizers, the invaders. We're looking to the white man for the answer. I'm going to say it. There it is. It came out of my mouth. You're welcome. We're looking to the white man and the institutions and the establishments that they put in place to block us from this sun in the Mercury house, which means what you come to teach the world, your mantra, your divine truth, your enlightened thinking. That's what the sun in the magician house means. Okay, so the one who's blocking us is the colonizer, the invader. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sorry. It's right in front of us here. So this new thinking, this stinking thinking, when we clean that up, that's when the whole world is in our hands. I'm hearing that word. He's got you and me, baby. Because that's a God song. In his hand. Okay, so I'm hearing that. He's got the whole world. That's a God song. Okay. So the whole world is in your hand when you have your enlightened thinking. Your enlightened thinking comes from taking your place in the soul group, feeling celebrated, not tolerated. So you take your place in the soul group, feeling celebrated, not tolerated, when you have self-worth and value. So boundaries is how it will look like in the external world. In the internal world, it'll look like self-worth and value. Okay, so the song stopped. That means the message got transmitted. Okay, great. So this Okay, so you have to come out of your stinking thinking and move into your harmonic thinking. So you realize, okay, so we have the seas of time here. So the Two of Pentacles, when you take on the metaphysics, the mysteries of it, it's more than just the whole juggling bullshit that the white people tell you. It's more of the whites. I'm not talking about skin color. I'm talking about the souls that have only been on this earth for 5,000, 10,000 years, the ones that are jealous of God's people, the one who live in the olive fig and the barley, the ones who have been here, the earth seeds. So the Anunnaki, the negative ones, that's what I'm talking about when I say the whites, because they're white alpha draconian beings. Unlike the other draconian beings, they have very white scales. Okay, so now this is actually talking about coming from the shadow, coming from the dark into the light. And it is talking about the exchange, because as above, so below. So if you are an angel, there is a parallel incarnation of you that is also a demon. Okay, if you're a female in this lifetime, there is a parallel archetype of you and another reality that is a male. So if you have nasty caca in this lifetime, it means somewhere else in an alternate parallel lifetime, what you want wants you. And so the process of the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so did you see that fall out of my hand? That's what's called a God mic drop, spiritual mic drop. So the process here is to take from that other parallel lifetime and bring it here. So if you're stuck on stupid, if you're falling apart, if you're just a mess, a hot mess, barreling from one karmic experience to the next karmic experience, you can stop and take accountability for where you are and who you are today. Okay, and hope, wish, pray, believe. I am statements. That's God. I am. That's God. Who is God? I am that I am. If I show you gematria, which is the numerical code encoding of every word, if you type in the sentence, I am that I am, it's the same as if you type in the sentence, what is your name? And the septenary to me is God's calculator. So you can say, okay, I stop. I'm going to move into the light. I'm going to move out of the dark. I stop. This exchange with the devil is over. This belief in dogma is over. This belief that I'm disempowered, that the power lies out of my hands, it's over. That's all it takes. Because again, we need to grow into ourselves. So we have a 1 and a 4. So this is called a flank. Whenever you have a card in the middle and then two, either the same number or the same suit, it's called a flank. So this 8 messages from indulgence of time and energy is flanked by a 1 and a 3. So 3 is the surroundings and locations, 1 is you. So you in the surroundings and locations need to purify fire through working, aligning with the self, learning who you are, what's alive in you. When the universe is blessing you and giving you opportunities, when things are stepping forward, 3 of wands, that's when you grow out of this. Now 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 is ideas from your environment. Now, you should have harmonic ideas that purify you through staying in alignment, is what I'm picking up. And that's this clarifier for this 2 of Pentacles here, which is the whole big bright ideas that expand. So this is destined skills, destined ideas that take you out of the hell and into the heaven. Now we're going from the Wheel of Fortune house to the Empress house. So that's a lucrative contract. What it is you need to rearrange your agreement with God. Okay, God, homie, you want me to be this light worker. You want me to build a nation. You want me to be a bigger, brighter, and better. You want me to teach and preach to the people. You want me to take my community, take my coworkers out of the darkness into the light. You want me to go and create a tribe, create a YouTube channel. You want me to go create a Spotify website. Okay, this is what I need from you. If I'm gonna put myself in front like this, then I need this. My agreement with God is as long as I can smoke weed every night and have 8 hours of sleep, I will do whatever the fuck you tell me. But the moment I don't have money for weed, the moment I cannot sleep 8 hours, I am protesting. Okay, so that's pretty arbitrary. You gotta have your agreement with God. My agreement with God is if I have that joint every night and I get my 8 hours of sleep, I will do what you tell me. I will obey. That's my agreement. Okay? You got to have your agreement. So that's what I'm being told. We got to figure out our agreement with God so that we know what kind of work to put in. Again, 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles meaning trines. 7 meaning wisdom from others in your environment. So it's wisdom. And see, the same cards keep coming back. So if you put in the work, this wisdom that'll come to you is spiritual mastery. And you'll be able to fuel the harvest. See, this is facing towards the future. Okay, so then you'll have doors opening up that are pure, right, and justified for you. See, fire means sattvic. Sattvic means righteous. It's purified. It's dharmic. It means you've already gone through all your karma, and the only karma that you have to deal now with is to get out of your own way. So sometimes an opportunity can be a curse because you'll need to do bigger, brighter, better things. For instance, if you have a new job, maybe your previous job you used to be able to show up to work late. Now you have to show up on time. Right? So that's an opportunity that also has a burden with it. So this is what I'm picking up here, that the burden is going to need to be newness all the time, dealing with new opportunities because you have to let go of a lot. As you align more and more and more, because the third position is what's being created, 1, 2, 3. So you, others, surroundings, you're going to have to continue to open up doors to change. And the change will be moving more into alignment, more into alignment, more into alignment. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the little material example is. The spiritual example is always going to be moving deeper into alignment, moving deeper into alignment. See, the example coming through right now is a plane is off track 90% of its course, but it starts on time and it ends on time. It starts correctly and ends correctly, and so it doesn't matter because it's a spiritual practice, not a spiritual perfection. So if you're getting in the way, I do this a lot. Analysis paralysis. I have a Virgo midheaven. Virgo, Sun in Virgo here. I have a Virgo midheaven. I think. I aim. Motherfucker, pull the trigger. Progress is better than perfection. You could perfect it later. Get it done. Right? So it's the same thing here. Sometimes you'll stand in the way of your own opportunities because you want to feel comfortable. You want to know everything, all that stuff. Don't worry. This man can do no wrong unless it's up in reverse. So unless the devil's around, I'm not worried about it because he's pure. Okay? So what does that mean? It means go towards your self-alignment and the doors will open up. What we have in our hand is divine truth. So as long as you're discovering yourself, the work will be done. If you're not ready to accept your own truth, see yourself truly as you are, then what's going to happen is you're not going to come into alignment. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to go consult Hathor here. So she came out with the Three of Cups. So that's reunions, feeling in alignment with your self group. When you get reintroduced to yourself, when you love yourself again, when you come back to yourself, when your higher self returns to you, when your spirit and your guides and your ancestors no longer I'm not saying they abandon you, but they will distance themselves from you if you act in stupid. So when your ancestors, when your spirits, when your guides, when you and your authentic self are in alignment again, when your self-worth and value is growing and flowing, what'll be in your hand is this. Now we went from the Page of Swords to the Page of Cups. So remember, Swords is an opposition. Cups is a sextile. So you'll be able to, I misspoke, but look, we have the same. You'll have the energy to go on the journey to discover who you are. So it's saying this is a pilgrimage because when you're on earth, when you're incarnated, that's a journey. That's a lesson. That ain't about what you accomplish. It's about how you travel towards your accomplishments. In the end, what matters is what you learn, not what you have. The only thing you should have is a legacy that you're leaving behind that is one of making the world a better place. That's the only real thing that survives. Everything else, your money ain't gonna be your money when you're dead. Your body, your big dick, your nice booty, your big boob breasts, your cute little fanny, that ain't gonna be yours when you're a bag of bones. Your money ain't gonna be yours. What's gonna be yours? Your legacy. How you made the world a better place and the family you're leaving behind, the love, the fruits that you're leaving behind. So this is more of a difficult one, even though it's the wisdom, it's nice. She says from the environment and location, when opportunities come from the environment and location, you're going to need to give yourself internal support. Queen is internal support. It's a commitment to receive, according to the suit. Well, this is self-knowledge through a little bit of friction. It's going to be unpleasant because you're going to complete the hard way. You're going to realize all of the easier wrongs, all of the long way rounds, all of the difficult journeys you made, which could have been concise and precise if you had just gotten real with yourself, if you had just showed up and grin and bared it for a little bit and dealt with a little bit of pain now versus a whole ton of pain later, because right now is the discipline, later is the regret. What is that saying? It's easier to deal with an ounce of discipline than it is a ton of regret. So we will complete this journey. There will be a big externally directed towards you event where you receive, but it'll be a little bit challenging. So if you're fighting anything, remember what I said, Pluto moves through Mars? Well, this is Mars in Gemini. Gemini represents the place, the physical location of heaven. So when you look up into the Gemini constellation and you stare at the Orion belt, you're looking at the gateway to heaven. The Orion Nebula literally is the third eye of the God of this universe as we know it. Okay, a lot of mysteries, a lot of lessons, a lot of medicine. Let's recap. If you are trying to grow and trying to yoke yourself to shit that isn't in alignment with you, you're going to mess up. Because you have to grow, you have to mature, period. And what that looks like is, okay, so we have an external event because more than one card flipped over. So the gate to heaven will be shut if you do not find something to stand for. And that's what this Three of Cups is talking about too. I'm that way. I'll give to anybody that loves me. I'll give to people and give to people and give to people. And sometimes I need to shut it down, withdraw my energy, and I don't learn that lesson until it's too late, until the gate shuts on me and it won't let me through, right? Well, that's because I'm not, my boundaries are loose. Okay, so the clarification here is, yes, self-divinity. When you have self-fulfillment, so the 9 is a completion and it's also your divinity. So when you incarnate multiple lifetimes, you get a cup each lifetime, a feather in your cap. Okay, so 9 means when you die, you do not need to be reincarnated here. And it's telling me that the reason why this 2020 is so important is because This is when the reset. So if you have 7 cups and you don't earn 2 cups in this lifetime, when you die, you'll actually start back with only 1 cup. That whole progressional equinox, this little rapture, it's the reset button. So you need to get in alignment. Make sure you get to the 6th-dimensional body is what I'm hearing. Okay. So make sure you become a solar being, like the indigo children. Make sure you're working with ascended masters and guides. Make sure you're not fear-based, because there's something very clearly to hold on to, and that's your self-worth and value. That's your self-governance, self-autonomy, self-franchise, self-control. I'm feeling like the time is getting away from me, so let's speed up here. What was this external event that we checked into? Oh, the Hierophant. So when the Hierophant comes to the Hermit house, it's talking about doctrine, like the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible. It's talking about the Talmud, the Quran, the Apocrypha, the Gospel of John and Joseph, the book of Enoch. You hear me? Even the Satanic Bible. But here, since it's not Satan, I'm sure. It's Hathor. So the Metuneter, the laws of Ma'at, the book of the Kemet, the tablets, the green tablets, that's what it's talking about here, because basically the controller, the white man, the Anunnaki, came in and put a blockage between us and the root, changed our language, stole our land, poisoned us, not just our bodies with fungicides, herbicides, pesticides, but our minds with the Bible and history. Sorry to go there, but I went there. You're welcome. Okay, what do we got? So we're leaving here and we're going to the Hermit card, and the Hermit showing up in the Pluto house. Great. So yeah, we need to find a way to navigate out of whatever's in the way to our ambitions. So if we have a dead end job, if we have a horrible relationship, if we're stuck in a living situation we don't like, if we're not bursting out of bed every day to tackle that obstacle, we're not living godlike. God is in the place where you're creating. God is in the place where you're removing anything that's in the way of your creating, or God is in the place where you're preserving bliss and harmony and abundance. Those are the only 3 places God lives. And the creator God is always in the place where you're doing something you haven't done before. So that moment of newness, where you have hope, faith, and optimism, where your fears and dogma is not standing in the way, that's the moment when you have your God eye on. The moment you're birthing a sentence and killing it in the same before you even put it on the period, that's the devil. Devil is shaitan, Satan. Satan means adversary. So the devil for you could be doubts, could be fears, could be addiction. Right? Me, I have this striving for perfect a lot, or well, also I get exhausted and I don't like to share when I'm tired. I don't want to tell people what's going on. I don't want to hear about your little feelings. I don't want to hear your oohs and ahs, so I'll just shut off the phone. And I hate cell phones. I cannot stand them. I don't like little beeps. Nothing should be getting my attention. Okay, but it's blocking me from harmonizing with my community. If people are trying to get a hold of me because I'm the one with the medicine, I need to make myself available, and that's part of my duty and obligation. So really, my need to be alone is actually the Satan in my life, because it blocks me from fulfilling my purpose of being the guru, the guide in my community. Right? So you got to have your own story, and that would be your homework, because the next card is the medicine. We get to transfer the reading. So listen to me clearly. Listen to me carefully. You need to go on the journey through the divine, through your spirituality cups, some type of pilgrimage, and that's going to help you master the ability to give God energy. This is God, the creator. Okay? King, number 13. It's a grand support, but not internal. Queen, external. King. Okay? You need to give to the journey through the divine, and it will spin through things. You will have to leave things on the table. You will have to love, love, love something and not get anything in return and leave it to die without you, because even though you gave it your all, it didn't give you anything in return. And you need to be fine with that. It's going to hurt. This is fire, so it's a square. It's not always going to be pleasant, but it will enrich you. It will give to you fully. Now, again, it's the truth. Things will be cutting out. The Three of Swords, your environment will repel things. Not everything. So you can't bring every person, place, or thing to where you're going next. Some people, places, and things will be left behind as you grow on to bigger, brighter, and better. Okay, now, okay, I'm hearing running out of time, running to the future with you right by my side. Be the one you need. Be the one I trust most. Don't stop inspiring me. So I'm so sorry that I've fallen. Help me up. Let's keep on going. Don't let me fall out of love. You work so hard. Let's keep it going. Don't let me fall out of love. Running as fast as you can. Do you think we'll make it? Running as fast as you can, so we don't get separated. So that's like I'm hearing God songs today, y'all. So we've fallen. What is the fool? It's falling from the God consciousness down to earth. Now you no longer know that God's alive in you. And the moment you allow that little dog, yip, 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 I fucking hate the little. I'm sorry, I'm coming out with it. I'm sorry if you're white, I still love you. Those whiny, wounded white women. The little barbecue Beckys, the little ID Adams, okay? The little pool party Paulinas, okay? The ones with yip, 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 like a chihuahua. Yip, 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 the bulgy fucking eyes. Yip, 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 yip. I just want to stomp them into the ground, right? If you allow that dogma, the yip, yip, the barbecue Beckys to get at you, that's the problem. So if you don't have any hope, I mean, if you don't have any fear, any doubt, any disbelief standing in your way, now my mom's half white. I love white people. I'm not saying when I say white, I'm saying New World, history, Bible, science. That's what I mean when I say white. I'm not talking about your skin color. Because to me, a white person has nothing to do with they can help it, and it just means that they either have Venus or Mars as their boss. That's what it means to me, the person. But white people is the new world and those perpetuating the new world. That's what I'm talking about. And when I say white people, I'm talking about rich white men. So if you don't have a dick and $1 billion net worth, I'm not talking about you, even if you are white. So it's saying here to me, I'm sorry that I've fallen. I've gotten disconnected from heaven. I've gotten disconnected from the God source and energy. I've left my path. I've left my spirit. I've allowed the whites to come into me, to come in my aura, to come in my sacred space and take resonance. And they've given me nothing but fear, nothing but pessimism, nothing but a lack of hope, faith, and optimism. They've given me reasons to not be God, to not be one with you. So that's, remember I was singing that song, I'm so sorry that I've fallen, help me up, let's keep on going, don't let me fall out of love. We're running. Do you think we'll make it? We're running as fast as you can so we don't get separated. Be the one I need, be the one I trust most. Don't stop inspiring me, running to the future with you right by my side. That is God. When you are weary, trust in God. When you are restless, rest in God. Whatever God looks like for you, Allah, Buddha, Shekinah, Jehovah, whatever God looks like for you. To me, God is life. It's the rainbow. It's the third eye from the universe. It's the hummingbird whispering, singing in my ear. It's the squirrel sitting on my feet asking for a piece of my bread. It's the children running around laughing. That to me is the goddess. The warm, gentle embrace of the mother, the thing that connects you to source. The ecstatic bliss in that moment of dance, that ecstatic bliss in that moment that the music takes you. It's that first little wave in the mushroom trip. That to me is God. It's not paying bills, it's not finding a man, it's not going to work, it's not getting that job. God could be an entire trip of green lights, but God really isn't being behind the wheel in the automobile. So you've been resting and waiting and recovering and recuperating. Okay? And something has been in the way. There was a big hurrah you needed. There was a one final push when you say enough is enough. Satan out of my life. Fire upon you. Demons, fire upon you. Haters, fire upon you. Fire upon my haters. Fire upon the devil in my life. Fire upon you, Shaitan. Stand behind me. Fuck you, boss. Fuck your tiny little paycheck. Fuck this time clock. Fuck this punch card. Fuck these coworkers. Fuck this shit in my life that makes me feel like I am tolerated and not celebrated. That makes me put my hopes, my wishes, my dreams on hold to perpetuate some bullshit little colonization matrix lie. That's the Nine of Wands here. When you take one final stand and you say goodbye to the bullshit in your life, because then you get to harmonize. Six of Cups, your place in the soul group. This is returning to the soul group. This is finding your tribe. This is coming back to beloved. This is harmonizing your soul, giving yourself a place to be where you're happy, where you're blissful, where the divine dances with you in co creation, harmony, and union. This is sacred union with the divine. This is having spiritual union, contact with your higher self. That's what you've been waiting for. That's the rest. Okay? What's in your hand is the door to heaven opens up. But only when you recuperate, recover from the dogma. Your higher self needs to make a final judgment call about no longer co signing bullshit, no longer holding up, sticking up, co signing any shenanigans. Any shenanigans. Okay, so we don't have strength, courage, and wisdom right now. We're allowing the environment to. Okay, so remember I was talking about flanking? We have a seven and a seven. Now, this is two cards together because they're both pentacles, but say that was a cup, then it would be flanked. Okay, so seven, seven. Two sevens is it's a war over will. Somebody is opposing you or your place in this world. It's not just somebody's agenda is getting in the way. That's why you have a conflict. Number five. This is you are in a spiritual battle. We are, as a collective, are coming out of the dark and moving into the light. The gate of heaven will open up again, and Garden of Eden will be here. Heaven is on earth. God is alive in you. We're going to know that for sure within the next 7 months, period. We're going to start the process within the next 2 months, period. This is not a drill. The time is now, period. The place in the soul group, Garden of Eden. That's what this is to me. And it's coming. So let me give you the medicine just succinctly. Enlightened thinking, letting go, releasing false light, successful endings. We need to come out from under the control of the elite, of the secret societies, of the Illuminati. I call them the dark cabal because Illuminati, I'm Illuminati. I'm a very enlightened. I see spirits. I can talk to the stars, the planets, the nebulas. I'm an Illuminati. I ain't in the dark cabal. I ain't a billionaire. I ain't in no Council 300 Bilderberg group. But I know what the divine realm looks like. So we're coming out of control of the my bambilla. I'm drinking mate here. We're coming out from under the control of the secret societies, and we're moving towards the matriarchy. I'm feeling like the divine feminine is coming out to the surface, and that's going to be this energy. So the reading was crowned. It was the Legba. The Legba sent a message from Dazoji, which is Sekhmet, and yeah, that is one of my spirits. It's not my head. I don't talk about my head spirit, so don't get it twisted. But Dazoji, I'm in love with her. She's the one who taught me everything I know, and that is Sekhmet. So we had strong messages here from Sekhmet, from Hathor, from Tahuti, from Anubis. Now, it also, there's a strong message here to seek guidance from higher powers. If you do not know how to communicate with higher powers, start today. Start today. Now, let's go ahead and close out with the closing sermon. Okay, so final endings, difficult cycles. That song's coming back. Running out of time, running to the future with you right by my side. Be the one I need, be the one I trust most. Don't stop inspiring me. I'm so sorry that I've fallen. Help me up. Let's keep on running. Don't let me fall out of love. We're running as fast as we can so we don't get. Let's hope we make it. We're running fast as we can so we don't get separated. That's about returning to God. That's the fool making his journey back to God. It should be hard and difficult. If it were easy, everybody would do it. Only 3% of people that you know or that you see in the world are awakened already. And only 93% of people won't make it. So there's 4 more percent of people that are waking up, and that's it. That's all. There's 144,000. There's the 12 tribes right there. Okay? So it will be a difficult cycle, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. This is a call to arms, call to action. We have in our hand a knight. I don't talk about what's in the hand, but that's third dimension. Fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension. So we're creating Gaia. This is seventh dimensional Earth here. And we're ascending, 2 knights ascending, but it's also a call to arms. A call to action is the pages. The call to arms is the knights. So the institution, the elite, that's the swords here, is going to the divine people, the awakened. Anybody who, okay, so I'm hearing something metaphysically. When you don't need the technology of the matrix today in order to ascend, that's when you become a target. And so, unfortunately, whenever I see 3 knights and a sword, for instance, somebody who's a dead body, a corpse, I'm hearing targeting, and I'm literally seeing FEMA camps right now. So here's the thing you need to keep in mind. If the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. If what you want is to ascend, if what you want is a Spotify shop, if what you want is a tarot channel on YouTube, if what you want is to be a YouTube reader or a Huno or a Mamo or a light worker, whatever you need to do to get there, do it. And the distance between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow or next year, that's your plan. And if when you hear that plan, you're worried about all the reasons why you can't do it, the devil lives alive in you. If you see your plan and it's daunting, but you're excited and you're a little bit in your ego because you have to be competitive and a little bit, cocky, that's God. That's the God alive in you waking up. And anything else is complete and utter bullshit, and don't waste anybody's time, not even your own, with it. Okay? So, let's check in with it. Oh, no. Today we get an archetype card. Wow, okay. Martyr. I hate martyrs. Saboteur, exorcist. Hedonist, judge. Okay. Martyrs to me are weak. Weak. Now, I've done the martyr thing before, and it's very transcendental, but again, I wasn't doing it for other people or for recognition for other people. I was doing it as a matter of principle. and I have a mechanism alive in me that is very fight to the death. So I understand the martyr complex very much, very much. So this is addiction to self-pity. That's what martyr means in the shadow. Now, it should be learning to transcend, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself, of oneself to a cause. Okay? So, judge, instead of offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority, this should be balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Hedonism, pursuing pleasure to the detriment of health, indulging at the expense of others, versus inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in oneself and others. Exorcism, fear of facing one's own demons. What was I saying? See, I can't make this shit up. Oh, how fun. Okay, I love my job. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So that song, it's called "Running," either by No Doubt or Gwen Stefani. I don't know which one it is. By the way, y'all, I get little questions on they want you want me to do like a blog post introducing myself. I will go subscribe to Priestess Gorgeous on YouTube. That's my personal channel. I do a lot of mambo kind of stuff there. You know, how to do a spiritual bath, how to make a floor wash, how to start your spiritual practice, how to find out what's in your chart and start using it, how to talk to your legba. Everybody has a legba. How to talk to your chamba. Everybody has a chamba because you have Mercury and Venus. All the planets this side of your sun, you have them. You have a sun, you have a moon, you have a Mercury, you have a Venus. You might not have a Haviosa. You might not have an Ogun. You might not have a Sakpata. But you always have a Mami, you always have a Da, you always have a Legba, you always have a Chamba, period. Okay, so I do all that kind of stuff on my personal channel. It's Priestess Gorgeous on YouTube. Here is tarot and astrology. Okay, period. So just people ask me questions like, "Who's your favorite band?" No Doubt, Gwen Stefani. That's my favorite band and favorite artist. Okay, also Morrissey and The Smiths. So I just said my number one, my number two favorite band, favorite artist. So I love as a band, No Doubt. As an artist, Gwen Stefani. As a band, The Smiths. As an artist, Morrissey. As a band, Fleetwood Mac. As an artist, Stevie Nicks. Those are my top three. Top four, Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks, Gwen Stefani, Morrissey. So this song that I'm singing, running, running as fast as we can, so we don't get separated, it's called Running. Now I'm not into English and I never stay in third dimension. So I don't know if it's the band or the artist. So look up both No Doubt and Gwen Stefani with the song Running and that will come up. That song that I was singing. Now the cards that we're using today are the archetype cards by Carolyn Myss. MYSS. Okay. And I got my findings from Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley. I'm going to check in with the comments. Oh, hi, Giggle Glimmer. Okay. Okay, so great. Great. Asia Harlan, hi. Inspirational. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Inspirational, for participating. Hi, Sarah M. LS Cherry, you came on my mind yesterday. I owe you a reading. I'll send it to you by email. If you want to email Oracle at priestessgorgeous.org, I want to introduce you into the private client network. Hi, Champagne. Hi, Dorita. Scarica Ninja, hello. Welcome. Royal Sagittarius, welcome. Asia, hi. Asia Harlan, hello. Headmame, hello, welcome. Okay, everybody. It was so nice to work with you today. I'm going to record some tutorials and get ready for it's not a good day for workings because it's just not a good day for workings. So hi Raina, welcome. So also people are asking me about my tea. I actually am going to start selling mate. I buy my mate by the kilo from South America, Paraguay, and Ecuador. So I literally get like 5, 6 kilos of mate a month. My favorite mate is terere, grapefruit terere. What is terere? The sermon's over, by the way. You can log out. We're just gonna have a few minutes because we're close to that 90-minute mark. So we're gonna talk for 5, 6 minutes. Okay, so terere is any type of mate, but you make it cold and you add some type of sweetener. So I'm very Native American in the way that I live in the physical, and I'm very Egyptian in the way that I live in the spiritual. There's no mixture in between, except when I'm around my ancestors, I turn into a little Japanese old lady. Okay. So if I'm dealing with my family, I'm very Japanese. If I'm dealing with the physical, the body, paying bills, sweeping, cleaning, I'm very Native American. And when I'm doing spiritual stuff, when I'm talking to my God, when I'm working with my clients, I'm very Egyptian. Okay. So this is like Tedede is very native. It's really native to Ecuador, but Native Americans, South Americans, same difference. So I like grapefruit mate, and I like it unsmoked con palo, which means with the stick, with the stem. They have mate sin palo, which is without. I don't like it because the taste is very bitter and strong. And I like aerated. I really like aerated. So this is a bambilla, which is a straw that has little holes in it because you don't strain your tea when you drink mate. You just kind of drink. I don't know if you can see inside. So I have in there ginger, lemon, and mate, and I also have fennel seed and lavender because I'm going through a fast, and whenever you go through a fast, a lot of stuff comes up. So in order to expel the mucus faster, I'm drinking lavender with my tea. And then whenever you add ginger into anything, a spell, your drink, it's hot. It adds heat, but it also speeds it up. So when I'm doing a working or a prayer, I'll actually sprinkle a little bit of powdered ginger on the prayer candle so that it works faster. It's not uncommon for me to pray for somebody on a Monday, and by Wednesday the prayer starts to work. My little secret is ginger. Ginger and rosemary on everything is what on everything. Um, yeah, and then the lemon is I love ginger and lemon together, and my mate today is an unflavored regular mate with stick sin palo, with the stick. Okay, and that's that. Normally, if I don't want to add grapefruit, I mean ginger and lemon, I'll just have unsmoked grapefruit mate. And again, when I open up the bottega, you can buy it from online. Right now, I'm going to start selling floor washes and door openers and mate and Florida water. I make my own Florida water and I also buy it in bulk. So as long as you get 2 bottles of Florida water or more, you can get it cheaper than you can get it at the Botanica. And then I have my own things. I don't like reselling all the stuff from the Botanica online because it has chemicals and dyes in it. And I like to pray over all of my stuff. And I have an altar outside that I'm like the hummingbirds and the squirrels that like to hang out at. So I like to sell people stuff from that altar because it actually has the goddess in it. Like it's been prayed over and cried over, and I do all my workings and stuff, and I lay all my offerings from the altar the day before. So I see hawks and bluebirds and squirrels and hummingbirds. They all kind of come and interact at that altar. And so I'm selling you stuff from there, not, besides Florida water, which I buy and resell. Okay? And that's going to be open by the latest December 21st. So by the winter semester for the Mr. School, the bodega will be open. I have a lot of announcements by that time, anyways. So I'm pretty sure we're at 90 minutes. I'm just going to check in with the comments really quick. Okay, great. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. Giggle Glimmer, you're funny. Yeah, I'm a mate girl. I love mate. I'll take matcha, but I love mate. I drink mate morning, noon, and night. I can even drink it and go right to bed. Most people can't drink caffeine. Like coffee, I'm up all day. I'm wired. But mate, I'm good to go. I love it. I love mate so much. It's like my favorite thing in the world. My favorite thing to do is to make it iced and to So what I do? Okay, so I warm up a mason jar. I just run it into the hot water, and then I put honey in there, and then I say an incantation over the mason jar, and then I'll pour my mate over. I'll strain the mate in, and I'll mix the honey in, and then I'll squirt lemon, and then I'll put ice right on top, and then I'll take cherry juice, whatever I can actually wring out myself. Cherry juice, or now I have a professional wringer, cherry depulper, and all this other stuff. So, but I'll put either cherry juice or cranberry juice, or I like my little yellow orange drink with a little bit of red on top because I don't drink alcohol except like fermented honey wine in the temple. So, like, I like to make what I call mocktails a lot. So my favorite thing about mate is because you can have a cute little straw, and I have a really long bombilla, and then I'll make like my mocktail with my little sunrise on top, the cranberry juice or whatever. So that's kind of how I do. I'll have three of those a day, and then I actually am I'm a badass witch, so I'll actually add bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth to my mate drinks to cleanse, like to get rid of any cockeye in my bowels. Um, And so that's what I do. I'm literally drinking like a earth drink all day long. And it's funny because like my sisters will grab my drink and have a sip of it, or like my mom when I visit her, she'll grab my drink and have a sip of it. And if you're not used to it, it tastes like dirt. It tastes like chalk. So it's funny. Like if I'm gonna give somebody today, I won't add diatomaceous earth or bentonite clay to it. But that's how I do it. And right now, the fact that I have lavender here is giving me life because I have such a runny nose at the moment. And compared to yesterday and today, because I started my detox on Thursday night, I feel a lot better. And if you start a detox, usually you'll have like a headache for the first 3 days. If I add bentonite clay and lavender to any of my drinks, it cuts my headache in half. So if I have a headache for 3 days, I'll usually have it only for a day. So, little tip and trick. If you wake up with a runny nose, stop eating toxins. Go vegan. Look at the herbicides, fungicides, pesticides in your food. Stop eating food out of a can or a box. But. Also, drink lavender tea. It's better to drink it before at night because you will start leaking. Your nose will not be able to stay dry. So I like to just go to sleep and wake up and it dries my body out of the mucus and I have one blow of my nose in the morning and I have a clean sinus, which is so rare. I eat a lot of spicy food because the first thing when I'm getting ill is my nose clogs up. Okay. Sometimes if I'm gonna do a ritual or if I'm doing a cleansing, I'll add a pinch of cayenne pepper to my today, and it's really good. But most people can't take it. So, anyways, like I said, I'm gonna start selling mate online because I'm all about the mate. And I will come up with a PDF, like an ebook of all of my different mate recipes. I have tons, probably at least 2 dozen different mate recipes with rose hips and citrus peel and herbs and stuff like that from the garden. I have one with cilantro. I have one, I'm eager and excited to share my little mate recipes. Anyways, the sermon is over. We're at that 90-minute mark. It's been a pleasure and an honor to serve you. If anything I said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and check the resources in the show notes. I am doing a special to the end of the year. So until December 21st, when the new semester of the mission school starts, everybody who has never done a reading before or who emails me in advance, I will give you 46% off of a reading. Now, it's only 2 types of readings, though. It's not all of the 9 offerings. It's the only 2. It's the spiritual wellness evaluation and the soul purpose assessment. Anything else, you don't get no discount unless you're in the Mr. School, okay? So, soul purpose assessment, spiritual wellness evaluation, those you can get 46% off, but you have to have not had a reading in the last 6 months, or you need to be in the Mystery School if you've had a reading recently to get that 46% off. It is called the promo code is Soul Purpose 19. So that special, normally you don't get reminded about a flash sale. It comes and goes and it's very quick and you almost miss it. That's what a flash sale is for. It's a pop-up. This is, I'm telling it to your face well in advance. So from now until December 21st, 2019, you can use the promo code Soul Purpose 19, the number 19, at checkout and receive 46.67% off your reading, as long as it is a soul purpose assessment or a primal, spiritual wellness evaluation or a primal soul assessment. Okay. Again, if anything I said resonates deeply with you, the information's in the show notes. Now, the next 2 weeks, there won't be a lot of videos except the sun signs. So I'm still doing I got 10 more signs to put out. Also, I'm going to do the 1111 Divine Lovers series, and I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on my personal channel for the next 2 weeks because it's open enrollment for the Mystery School. So if you want to send me an email, oracle@priestessgorgeous.org, about the Mystery School. If you've ever been to the Mystery School, you are invited to come back for free. I have a feeling like I owe you something. Maybe you paid tuition, you didn't get much out of it. We fixed that problem. Today, for the rest of the day, I'm going to be working on making a video about the syllabus, the open enrollment, and I'm going to do the reading that I did today, opening up the library. If you belong to the IFA house, the tutorial is coming out this weekend. Today's not a good day to do divination, but tomorrow. I had already pre-planned this, and if you have Saturn spirits, you can work with the devils. But today is a very devilish day. So don't do divination today if you don't have Saturn. What else? What else? Now I'm gonna be taking some time away. I'm gonna be taking a little break soon. I'm overworked. I need a little bit of rest. I want to go visit my mom. I want to work on the website. Everything is distracting me. It's annoying. Rawr. So oracle@priestessgorgeous.org. Now, if we are working together, you've ever paid for a reading, a session, mystery school, whatever, email me because email is not my best way to work. I work on instant messenger. I have my own private instant messenger. Okay. That is the only thing. Facebook Messenger for family, instant messenger for priestess sisters. Everybody else, you're considered on the outside of my life. So if you're emailing me, if you're calling me Calady instead of Ablossi or Calady instead of Gorgeous, to me, you're an outsider. If you're texting me on the phone, if you're calling me, emailing, you're an outsider. If you're family, you know to reach me on Facebook Messenger. If you are a priestess sister, a child, a client, if you're one of my sponsees, if you're part of the Radical Recovery group that I run on Saturdays, if you're a congregant of the church, if you are a member of the temple, you are expected to reach me on the internal intranet. It's the direct messenger. Phone, email, that to me is somebody on the outside of my life who's trying to get to the inside of my life. So if you are on the inside of my life and we've ever talked or you've ever sent me money, get into the inner circle because email is being phased out. My phone is being phased out. None of those things are going to be able to be reachable after December 21st. I'll announce when it's time what's going on December 21st. What am I doing? I'm working on an app. Okay, I'll tell you that and we'll go on. So email me, oracle@priestessgorgeous.org. Go book your 46% off reading. Get in line with the Mystery School. Open enrollment is right now. Any resources to book a consultation assessment, those information's in the show notes. I'm only going to work on the lovers reading and the sign readings, and I'm not going to do any more readings for 2 weeks. So the sermon will be 2 weeks from now on the 19th. Okay? So until we meet again, until we read again, Namaste, Danava, and Ashe. Go subscribe to Priestess Gorgeous on YouTube. That's my personal channel. That's where I do blogs. That's where I show my face. You don't have to look at my gorgeous hands. And if I've ever done any business with you, come for me, and I must believe I will be coming for you. Unless you're the two people in my entire life, one of them from my business who said no contact, I will be coming for you. Okay. Now, I like it when you come for me, and please send me a short email, no more than 2 paragraphs. Don't whine like a little bitch, even if you have a point. I'm the guru. I'm always right, even when I'm wrong. We can use my fuck up to both learn. And I like to be wrong because I can fix me faster than I can fix you. But if you come at me collecting my inventory, telling me everything I did wrong, it's like a gnat. I just want to swat you. I am a giant. You are a little tiny. That's how I see things. Because I'm coming at you from the seventh dimension, not the third dimension. So I'm not processing things emotionally. I'm not using linear logic. I could hold a good idea and a bad idea in this mind at the same time. And when people start, flailing around emotionally, I can see the archetype that's ruling their life. And all I want to do is flick the devil off your shoulder. And that could be very traumatic for you. You're dealing with the Tower card when you talk to me. Be aware of that. Nobody fucks with the Tower card or the Judgment card. Don't do it. I'll be kind, I'll be gentle, but I can't always be nice. I'm not a nice person. I don't care about your feelings. I care about your soul. Okay, I'm very kind. I'm very kind. I'm just not nice. If I hurt your feelings, I'm not going to care. Okay? Peace be with you. Take good care of yourself. Oracle at priestessgorgeous.org. Check the show notes. I'll see you in 2 weeks.